Hi, I want to tell you a story. The story is about spreading the glory of Robot Framework and organizing the first Polish Robot Framework conference. I hope that after this story, some of you will act and create your own local Robot Framework events. To make your start easier than ours, I will tell you how our RoboCon adventure started, how we approached the organization of the event, what was the technical stack, and what we want to improve for future editions. I mentioned RoboCon, but what does the word mean? It's the name of our conference. The city we'll work in is Wrocław, and the event is a robot framework conference. This also meets the naming conventions of other events organized in our city, like Wrocław or ProSound. So the name of our conference had to be RoboCon. The first edition was on the 8th of December 2022, a great day, just a few weeks before Christmas in a usual busy time of year. Why this date? We did not want to get too close to the date of the RoboCon 2023, which was in February. The other thing is we started to organize our event at the beginning of September and had barely 3 months to pull that off. But personally, I like such challenges. When the time span is short, there is no time to hesitate, just to act. In Polish, we say na przypale albo wcale, which can be translated to either on the spot or not at all. How that came out, I will tell you shortly. But the idea of RoboCon is much older. The idea comes from my team colleague and team lead, Adam, which you may remember from last year's RoboCon talk about printing robots. Initially, it was an idea to organize a small local event for robot framework users. The hardest part was for us to find a place to organize the event. In fact, we were not sure how many people would come, so we did not know if our office would be big enough, and if not, how big space should we book. Online conference was the answer. There is a wide variety of platforms to organize online conference thanks to the pandemic. We did a little research and it came out that Hopin is the best solution for us. But the event is already online, so why limit ourselves to Wrocław area? We decided to go nationwide. It was time to create the lineup. The keynote speakers part was easier. We had in mind whom we want to invite, and luckily they accepted our invitation. The first keynote was from me because we wanted to have someone from the foundation, and Mika is the first person that comes to mind when thinking about Robot Framework Foundation. We also wanted to have a bit off-topic talk, meaning not directly tied to Robot Framework. So Adam asked his colleague Nina Tsubite, and she delivered a great talk about how minimalism helps build high-quality products. We had to reach out to both of the speakers directly and personally, either through Robot Framework Slack or via LinkedIn. For other talks, we announced a call for papers, but having in mind that the time is of the essence, we had a plan B. We were seeking speakers among our colleagues, friends, and family. And I mean, literally family. In the end, all the talks of the first edition of RoboCon, except one, were held by my team colleagues from Nice Project. The one person outside the company was my wife, Agnieszka. She delivered a great talk about cleaning up the mess in projects, and I'm telling you this to show you that where is a will, there is a way. We knew that the first event would be hard to organize because nobody heard about it. Nobody knew what to expect. But with the right people, the right team, everything is possible. And we were in luck because we had the right team of people with an enthusiastic attitude that made the conference possible. So let me tell you a few things about the team. In the retrospective, I can say which roles were needed to pull the event off, but back then the roles were filled in naturally. The person with the vision, the leader, who, in case of differences of opinion about the topic, has the final word. And of course, this was Adam, the author of the idea, the facilitator or event planner, the person who knows how to get things done. Cornelia was perfect for this role because she organizes every company event. She has an overview of the bigger picture. Social media expert, the person that knows how to create posts and content that expands our reach on social media platforms. This had to be Janek, who is into social media and has experience in building up a brand reach. Copywriter, a person who can write catchy content that is fun and engaging. This was me because I like to write and had some experience creating content and promoting it while creating my podcasts. Event host, the face of the event, and again, this was Adam. Event technical support, person that helps the host during the live event, takes the care of the technical side, so the host can concentrate on the guest and the talk. Jerzy volunteered for this role. Event host substitute in case of problems. It is always good to have a spare, and we had two, Jerzy and me. Ambassadors, people from other organizations that help spread the news of their organization about the event. Agnieszka started as an ambassador of RoboCon in her organization and ended up as a speaker at the event. Graphic designer, I think it's self-explanatory, the role, and Maria filled in this role in the second edition. The teamwork was organized in a uncomplicated way. We had synchronization meetings once a week. During the meetings, we discussed what had been done, what needs to be done, and by when it needs to be done, and exchange current ideas. Every new idea was discussed but bearing in mind that we did not have much time, some of them were saved for next edition of RoboCon. What we needed to organize the event. First, a platform to host the event. The first idea was to stream the event on YouTube and maybe some social media platforms. I did a quick research and asked some colleagues, podcasters, that what they use for streaming, and we decided to go with an event platform. It turned out that after the pandemic, there is a wide range of online conferencing platforms to choose from. We chose Hopin. It was simple. It has a reasonable price. The event is free, so keeping the cost low was a factor for us. And it has everything we needed. Live streaming, Q&A section to collect questions from the audience, speed networking, a cool feature allowing to get to know other attendees, surveys to get feedback about the event, attendees registration. That way we knew how many people to expect, and landing page with agenda and useful information about RoboCon. Homepage, a place where we can direct all people, no matter if they are attendees, speakers, or sponsors. The page for the first event was created quick, and Adam took care of that. He used a static site generator with an open HTML template. The basic info on the page was link to the event, link how to become a speaker, information what is the event about, introduction of the speakers, introduction of partners of the conference. A platform together call for paper. It was a short form created in Typeform. It consisted of 7 questions, gathering the basic information like name, title of the talk, description of the talk, how did the speaker found out about the event, newsletter platform to stay in touch with the attendees after the event. And again, there are many newsletter management platforms available. We chose MailerLite The newsletter comes out every week, and it has a brief overview of what is happening in the robot framework community. It is a terrific way to stay in touch with the audience and keep them informed about what we are up to. Fifth is the social media profiles. We decided to stick only to two platforms at the beginning. LinkedIn, because it is a work-related topic and it is the biggest platform for professionals. And the other one was Facebook, because everybody is there. Time flew quick. The 3 months passed, no one knows when. And a few days before the event, we were going full steam ahead. Cornelia and Jan were still reaching out to different tester groups on social media to draw their attention to RoboCon. And they did an excellent job, because in the last few days before the event, the number of registered attendees skyrocketed. On the day of the event, we had 170 registered attendees. That was way more than I was expecting when we started to organize the event. This was the first of nice surprises. About the other ones, I will tell you a bit later. Let us come back to the live event itself. How did we plan it? Adam was the host. The technical support was Jerzy, and of course the substitute host. And the just in case guy was me. Each show was in a different location to avoid blackout issues or internet connection problems. Even if something like that would happen, it was very unlikely to happen to all three of us. The talks were pre-recorded, but after each talk, there was a live Q&A session planned with the speaker, just like during the RoboCon online conference. So before the event, we planned some rehearsals with the guests to show them how does everything work, how does the platform look like, so they be more comfortable during the live event. Also, it was a check for us if the equipment that our guest is using is working with the event platform. We planned several such sessions at the different times of day, so every guest could find a suitable time to join. The event went live, and it was a lot better than I had expected. My main fear was that no one would come, but like I said, the registered attendees number already doubled my expectation. During the event, about 90 attendees were online. Of course, the people rotated. It was not always the same 90 people, but online were 90 people. 170 registered attendees, of which 120 showed up. That is 70% of all registered, which is a good result. Hoping lets us know what is the industry standard, and apparently we were right on the spot. People asked questions in the Q&A panel, which was great because it was one of my next biggest fears. No question from the audience. After the event, we had a survey asking people how they liked the event, and the average score was 9 out of 10. That was a big relief. After the event, the attendees had access to recordings. We also created a YouTube channel that replaced the recordings under a private link, but RoboCon was not just about the online conference. We also planned smaller local live events. The first was watching RoboCon 2023 online. Every RoboCon attendee was invited to our office to watch RoboCon 2023 online together. We had some snacks, we had some discussions about the talk. It was a great time. The second event was a local robot framework open space. Again, we invited people to our office to talk about robot framework, likes, dislikes, obstacles, helping each other out. After the event, it was time to do a recap of what we did well and what we want to do better next time. Most of the things that I already mentioned fall in the what we did well bucket. But a short reminder, the team, finding the right people for the job. Roles were divided based on natural talents. Clear action plan. We agreed early on the tools we need to organize RoboCon, so Hopin, MailerLite, Asana, homepage. We reach out to people we know to help us organize the event, speakers, keynotes, media partners. We had a backup plan for all cases we could think of. Lack of speakers, colleague from our company prepared interesting talks, lack of questions from the audience, teammates reviewed the talks and prepared some questions that we could ask just in case. Power and or internet outage, each person engaged in the live stream was in a different location. What we could do better? Time. We had too little time. We should have started to organize the event earlier. We could invite more speakers outside our company, but then again, we did not have the time to do that. And because of the time issue, the organization team was mainly from our company. But one of the main goals was to bring the community together also when it comes to organize the event. There was a fantastic opportunity to implement the things we could do better because on the 26th of October 2023, the second edition of RoboCon took place. The time deficiency was the biggest issue, so we started to organize the event March, half year before, so we had twice the time. The first thing we did is find people outside of our company to be part of the organization team. Thanks to that, we gained a fresh view of what we did and new ideas that we could implement during the event. Next, we prepared a new homepage for the event. This was the thing that we spent too much time on, which delayed other things. So don't get too hung up on the current task. Keep in mind the bigger time perspective. An improvement to comparison to the first edition was opening the call for papers for a longer time period. It was again a simple form, but this time we used Google Forms. What we could improve is open the call for paper faster because in 2023 it was open during the summer vacation. And I got the kind of feeling that during summer vacation, people are thinking about work a bit less than usual. What we did differently this time comparing to the first edition, we had materials from last year. So we created an event marketing path several weeks before RoboCon. We started 5 weeks before the event. Every Monday, a talk from last year was published on YouTube for everyone. Every Wednesday, a social media post came out about one of the speakers of this year's conference. Every Friday, a social media post about the event sponsors. Besides that, we created memes that were posted randomly on social media for a month before RoboCon. We had two hosts this time, Adam and me. We had a short intro to all the talks. It can happen that your platform won't behave like you expect. For example, Hopin does not automatically unmute host added to the stage, which led to an uncomfortable situation. So I recommend getting to know the tools you are using already really well before going live. Yeah, there was an expert panel of the talks, which was a pleasure for me to moderate. We prepared some questions and calculated that when each expert will answer 2 minutes for every questions, that will cover all the time foreseen for this part. But it turned out that not every answer was 2 minutes long. Some were even skipped, but the audience had some great questions that enriched the discussion. The changes brought positive effects because we had 250 registered attendees compared to 170 in the first edition. 173 people joined the conference. That is again about 70% of all registered attendees. And as in the first edition, people rotated, but about 120 were online. To sum up the two RoboCon events, I will start with the things we should work on. Again, it is time management. While organizing the second edition, we had much more time to prepare the event. We realized that it was a trap. And we felt we have so much time that we will do everything with ease and still have some spare time. And we were wrong. The first task consumed much more time than they should, and we had to speed up with the other tasks. So the recommendation is to write a detailed plan of what and by when should be done and start from the end, so from the date of the event, and plan everything having the date of the event in mind. A lot of things worked pretty well. We had a couple unexpected yet welcome surprises. During both events, people engaged in RoboCon were in the audience. The people that we had noticed were, for example, Pekka Clark, Nick Kasolna, Ed Menlove, whoever else was there. Thanks a lot. Ed prepared us stickers like those for RoboCon and gave them to us during RoboCon 2023. The big support from Robot Framework Foundation right from the start. One of the keynotes is always from someone from the foundation. The foundation was also kind enough to prepare us a discount for all RoboCon 2023 attendees for RoboCon 2024 tickets. So if you plan to organize your own Robot Framework event, contact the foundation right from the start. After the second edition, people came to us asking if they could be speakers during the next RoboCon. There are also a couple of things to keep in mind. First, organizing an event of this type is very time-consuming and requires engagement of many people. The time estimation is like in an IT project. If you think something will take 2 weeks, it will take closer to 5 weeks. And also getting random people to sign up for the event is extremely difficult. You are more likely to achieve your goals by direct outreach to people in all cases, attendees registration, speaker registration, partner seeking. People will not sign up to the event until the very last day or even very last hour. So the closer to the event, the harder the marketing should be. Be strict with the deadlines, especially from third parties, and be prepared to do heavy video and audio editing beforehand. Taking this opportunity, I would like you to invite to RoboCon 2024. It will take place on the 24th of October 2024. And as mentioned, the talks from the first RoboCon are available on YouTube on the RoboCon channel. The recordings from the second edition will be available in fall this year. By the way, I'm Chris with a K. You can find me on Robot Framework Slack and LinkedIn. And if you want to contact RoboCon organizers, visit the RoboCon channel on Slack. You can reach out to us if you plan to organize a robot event. We can help you spread the news about it and share some tips. See you in a second during the Q&A session.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Chris. All right, we're about to go live. Let's do this. Hey, Chris, welcome to RoboCon.
Hi. Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, the first thing that jumped in my head is why? Why do this? It's free. You said it's time consuming. It's stressful. Like, why do this?
It's a very good question. Short answer, actually, I don't know. It's kind of fun
Yep.
to get people together involved in a topic of this kind. We actually, basically, we in our company use a lot of robot framework, and yeah, we using the tools. So we want to also give something back. So spreading the word about it, making it more popular, because in Poland it's not so popular, which I think it's a bit unfortunate, because I think it's a very good tool. So yeah, I think that's the basic idea.
Awesome. So, first question is, you mentioned that RoboCon is also about in-person events. Have you any plans to organize something this year that's on site?
Um, yeah, we want to plan something, yes, for this year. Unfortunately, watching RoboCon 2024 online together didn't work out, because we are moving to a new office. So right now we don't have an office in which we could do the event. But I think something in spring, before the summer vacation, probably will do open space again. And yeah, then in the October there will be the next RoboCon edition. And I'm not maybe after this summer vacation we will also do our next open space. We will see that.
Cool. What is your best advice for keeping audience engagement and interacting high during an online event?
Yeah, that's, I think, is the hardest part.
Yeah.
One of the basics is, of course, interesting content and interesting presentation. Of course, picking the talks that really are up to date and could engage more people. But beside that, I think there could be some kind of gamification, or like we did last year to activate the audience. We did a discussion panel at the end, and people got really involved in asking questions to the experts. So I think that was the biggest thing last year, in the last year's edition.
How far in advance would you recommend opening a call for papers before the next conference? Do you have any tips to have a lot of engagement with high quality presentations?
Uh, Actually, for this year's event, the call for papers is already online. We had already some people filling out the form, so we have the first proposals already. I think it's never too soon to open a call for paper, but yeah, closing date is probably the most yeah, crucial part, just to have the time um, to check all the proposals and give enough time the speakers to prepare a good presentation. So probably just like 2 months before the event, the call for papers will be closed.
Do you have a theme for the next event?
Mm, yes, we are thinking about AI. I think it's a popular topic also in the testing area. So we plan to have talks about engaging AI in testing, and also about open source projects. So two main themes.
So with your event, is it a niche? Is it all in Polish, or is it all in English?
Actually, it's in English.
Okay.
Yeah, first the event was planned as a small Polish local event, but then and again, when we were already online, and some of the speakers we invited for the first edition were uh, not, not Polish speakers, so we decided that it would be the best way that the whole conference would be held in English. So this way everybody can join, no matter
Right.
is he from Poland or not.
Nice. So two last questions really quick. What is the hardest part in organizing such events?
The hardest part, I think, it's actually start to organizing it because, like I mentioned, the idea was a bit older, and then we actually started to organize, and yeah, it took us some time to think about it. Is it really a good idea, and do we really want to uh, get engaged in that and organize that event? And that, I think, was the hardest part. When we decided, okay, we have to go now or never, then I think went.
And probably last thing from David is he loves the idea of RoboCon in different countries. So you might have started a trend here for sure.
Yeah, hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully that was the idea of the presentation.
Hey, Chris, you mentioned you had a podcast.
Yes, yes, I do. But actually, it's currently a bit on hold because
Okay.
I had other things on my head that I had to do. But yeah, yeah.
What,
Exactly. I hope I plan to go back to
what's the name of it?
Actually, it's a Polish
Okay.
podcast. The English title would be German for IT. It's actually about uh, German IT language for Polish IT specialists because it's quite popular that there are in Poland that are projects for German speaking companies. So yeah, just thought to just teaching the Polish IT people some basic German IT language.
Awesome. Sounds awesome. All right. Thanks so much, Chris, for contributing to RoboCon. Really appreciate you. And hopefully we see you next time. And hopefully we'll attend one of your events. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.